Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die.
And guess what?
We're back.
We're back.
Yes, sir.
I want to first start off in the most holy name of Allah, bearing witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet you all in the beautiful greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
And welcome to your Thursday night talk.
Look,
So,
Thursday
your
night
Thursday night talk.
What do you do when it's yours?
When it's yours, what we do, we like, we subscribe, we share, we give the love that gives us joy, peace, and prosperity.
You copy and paste the URL and share it with whoever you can.
That's
text,
right.
text, email. Brother Mark, we're getting some interference.
Brother Mark is in a whole different universe. But praises be to Allah, we are here. With that being said, you all know our guest, and if you do not know our guest, you will be soon introduced to her. She is a sensational sister, a sister after my own heart, and she has a gift that keeps on giving, and I cannot wait to you all meet her. Again, she's a jewel, and you'll see why. But again, I don't want to belabor the point. I am going to turn the show over to you, Brother Tony.
All praise is due to Allah. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the One God, to whom holy praises are forever due, the Lord of the worlds, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the Supreme Being, to whom holy praises are forever due. I am forever thankful to Almighty God Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I thank them both for the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Abba Ragani Hotep, Frida Land, Buenas noches, Sakpase, greetings in all the beautiful languages that our people speak. Greetings and welcome to your Thursday Night Talks, which is spearheaded by the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives. The 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives was organized by our Student Minister Patrick Muhammad here in the 7th Region. And he assembled us soon after the Criterion message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, in which we were first guiding our people. This is after July 4th, 2020, guiding our people to better health, guiding our people to not take experimental inoculations.
That's right.
Or developed by our open enemy, which right now, if you pay attention to the news, things are unfolding right before our eyes. We want to guide our people to better health and wealth. We want to guide our people to a better state of mind.
That's
Today,
right.
we're guiding our people to better health and wealth through the 9 ministries given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan soon after well, not soon after, but in the midst, of the 2005 Millions More movement. 9 ministries all geared towards helping us find our purpose. 9 ministries all geared towards saving lives. Tonight, we're focusing on the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. The Ministry of Trade and Commerce is responsible for the growth and development of the business and economic interests of the society. This ministry is dynamic in nature, relying on the input of consultants with experience and success in business and economics. It analyzes the economic state of the community and develops programs and policies for growth and stability on the basis of the needs of the community. It translates skills, talents, and interests of the community into viable revenue streams and works with the Ministry of Education to encourage entrepreneurship. To introduce our guest tonight, which she has Ministry of Trade and Commerce written all over her, and so much more, because what business really is about is the practice of life. Business itself is about giving service to our people, and our sister here tonight is about that. Brother Mark, if you could introduce our guest.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Tony. Well, I have the honor of introducing Sister Sajda Wendy Muhammad, multi-million-dollar business and real estate developer, thought leader, crisis manager, emotional intelligence coach, and trainer, and urban historic preservationist. Sister Sajda is an international entrepreneur. She is currently a member of the advisory board and former president of the Minimally Invasive Vascular Centers, where, along with her business partner, she has worked to develop a scalable, progressive, new business model for vascular outpatient surgical centers and micro-hospitals. The facilities are located in the metropolitan area of the District of Columbia. The team is working to expand into major markets throughout the United States and Africa. Their state-of-the-art facilities have revolutionized the delivery of sub-surgical specialty vascular services to the community. She has also helped to design and develop new hospital and surgery center business models. Sister Sajda serves on several real estate and non-profit boards. She has also expanded her business consulting practice to include hospital investments, turnaround consulting, and healthcare acquisitions. One of her new exciting ventures includes becoming an urban historic preservationalist. She is currently a founding member of the Coalition of Black House Museums and owner of the Elijah Muhammad House, also known as Sajda House. Sister Sajda is dedicated to preserving real estate that is historical to undeserved communities. Sister Sajda began her career with Price Waterhouse Coopers. She also is owner and chief executive officer of a business consulting and crisis management firm called the John Edward Group. As a business consultant, executive project manager, and business thought leader, she has trained thousands of entrepreneurs and emerging leaders and managed over $350 million in projects. She has served as crisis manager for many corporations, executives, and celebrities. Sister Saja is an award-winning global thought leader and was recently honored as one of the country's leading entrepreneurs. She holds a dual degree, BBA in finance and accounting from Iowa State University, and numerous business certifications and accomplishments in the areas of finance, accounting, and business. She is also a certified emotional intelligence coach and trainer. Sister Saja is also creator and developer of the Mind of an Entrepreneur brand that currently produces television, podcasts, radio shows, authors, and publishes books on mental strategies for navigating the world of business. The Mind of an Entrepreneur brand also focuses on helping members of marginalized communities open the pathways to wealth and abundance through owning and operating businesses and introducing much needed goods and services into their communities. She is also the founder of the Black Muslim Business Directory, where she focuses on supporting emerging new market leaders and entrepreneurs and introducing them to a broader market. Sister Saja remains dedicated to her platform, where she focuses on helping members of marginalized communities open the pathways to wealth and abundance through owning and operating businesses and introducing much needed goods and services into their communities. So you can find her on several platforms: her website, wendymuhammad.com, Instagram, Sajda Wendy Muhammad, LinkedIn, Wendy Muhammad, YouTube, Sajda Wendy Muhammad, Facebook, Sajda Wendy Muhammad, and also several websites, mivcmd.com, books, SajdaWendyMuhammad.com, and support SajdaHouse.com. Let us bring on to Thursday night's talk our dear sister Sajda Muhammad.
I want to be like her when I grow up. Yes.
I got a bone to pick with y'all, but wait, let me do this right. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. And Allah, I'm mad at them because they should have beamed me down to Miami for this talk.
Listen.
Uh-oh.
Thank you all.
You always want to out here. What you talking about?
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You really put us on the spotlight. So you know we got to make that happen.
That's right. I'm supposed to be looking at the waves right now.
You're right. And it's beautiful here in Florida.
It's Miami. It's been raining.
It's been raining. It rained a little bit here, but it's like extremely light. But you got to keep in mind, Jacksonville is they call it South Florida anyway. So, but it's
well. Here's one thing, Sister Kalila. South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, we've been in drought for 11 months.
Yeah,
this past month, we've gotten this gush of rain. When we get both like that, both extremes, that's a sign of judgment. We're not gonna focus on that tonight. That's just we'll start talking about that, and then by the time you know it, the whole hour has passed by.
But you know what, Brother Tony, that is part of, we have to incorporate that and our strategies for rebuilding the wasted cities, for moving into trade and commerce.
Absolutely.
So that's real.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I talk a lot about that in my new book, about how we have to be aware of the time in which we are living in.
How do we prepare? It's I'm investing in an investment property, and I've gotten in contact with several companies on how, taking into consideration how the climate has changed, how weather patterns have changed. how particular structures of houses are now being developed so that it could support that type of weather and climate, the type of changes. So absolutely, we need to take all of that into account.
Yeah, and it's so funny that you mentioned that they are calling the new houses crackerjack houses now because they're made out of nothing, but they're worth so much.
Oh,
And it's really disheartening because when we are looking, we're so bug-eyed to the potential of getting out of the hood that we're really not focusing on the hood is pretty much where the riches and the gold is in regards to real estate and the actual proper building of old houses. But I think we're going to go into that definitely in regards to that as well. Yes.
Well, on that note, Sister Sajda, this is we're going to begin the conversation. How did you first become interested and involved in investment properties? If you could give us a little bit of the history.
How did I get involved in it? I don't know. I think I remember I know how I got into business, but investment properties, I'm not sure. Probably just looking for something that was stable, but more so in the early part of my career in working at the National Center and just watching the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I literally just became obsessed with how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad built the nearly $100 million empire. And one of the things that he always talks about in any documentation that you find is focusing on the needs of the people. So my thought is identifying those needs and then focusing on them. That's what's going to make us recession proof. And so when you think about real estate, with that in mind, any business venture I went into, I would try to make it a real estate play as well. So if we're building the hospitals or working on something, it should have a real estate component so that while you're working your business and focusing on those needs, then that real estate should be adding and gaining value as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that is definitely so beautiful. And I think that we definitely missed the point of real estate because we are so focused on making money on what's in and what's organizing and establishing the business, but not looking at the brick and mortar of establishing the real estate within the real estate. I think that's an excellent point.
If I could say something to that, and I point this out a lot in the book, in that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he gave us what the minister corrected me and called it a template, the focus was not and is not on money, it's on power. So all of the things that he told us to do behaviorally and what to focus on is really taking back our power. And then in taking back our power, we get the tools that we need, one of which is money. And, we can't approach this movement without some level of focus on money, right? Because it's because of money that we're here in the first place.
Right,
and it's because of money that Master Fard Muhammad had to come and get us. It's just that's a tool and it's not necessarily the focus. So sometimes the reason why we forget about real estate and why we can't see our way up out of what is happening as America falls, even though we know the prophecy, is because other people are more focused on power and we are more focused on money. And we have to remember that all of this is multifactorial.
Come on, beloved.
Wow. I hate, we're going to come back there.
Yes.
But first of all, I'm marveling over your necklace. And is that one of the coins? And that's my question, because definitely these are some interesting questions and people are still interested in the commemoration coin.
Mhm.
Are they still available? And can we talk about price?
Yes, 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 and yes. Your sister
Available.
told us to get them. Your sister got a weight on her back. Buy the coins. So the pendants were an idea from the Supreme Captain. We only got a couple hundred of these made, but we have I should have brought it with me. We have the graded coins available, which are the fundraisers to help with finishing the museum. The coins are collector's items because they're made of copper from the messenger's home. So I didn't throw anything away. So the extra copper, we converted it, took it to a foundry and made commemorative coins. We got them graded so that they would be collector's items and grow in value. So the pendants are cute, but they're more vanity. The graded coins are value.
Okay.
And so, yes, when you go to the website, ElijahMuhammadHouse.com, or we got them all pointing to the same place. You can go there. You can get your coins. We are, I've been working very much in silence, but right now let me tell you what we have to finish. We have 7 bathrooms to finish, and we have floors and a little bit of the kitchen left, and then we're done.
And for those that don't know, this home that you're remodeling, redeveloping, whose home was it?
So it is a sacred renovation and restoration of the former home of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the former National House of the Nation of Islam.
Yes, ma'am.
At 4847 South Woodlawn Avenue. We all know that address. You know, it's on our Savior's letters. It's, you know, but that's the infamous address.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
I want to just kind of share, if I may, the website.
Please do.
And I think that this is important because we are nothing, absolutely nothing without this man.
That's right.
And if you don't know the foundation of his sacrifice, that the reason why we are able to say the things we say, speak the way we speak, boldly be unapologetic because of our Blackness, this man is the reason for the season. Okay.
Not just our Blackness, Sister Kalila, but our Islam.
Talk
It's
that
highly
talk.
misunderstood by not just the larger Islamic world, but people in general.
Yes.
And I encourage you all to go on the website. Definitely support. Beautiful. I mean, this sister has worked tirelessly on getting things organized, situated, you know, and she does have a donation page that you all can also look at that. Look how beautiful that is.
I like that.
You know,
I like that.
You know, that this is where you can kind of see it in the light. But
beautiful.
You know, and business is warfare. And right now we're dealing with the business at hand, but this sister is, I mean, I cannot even express the gratitude that I have for you. And just you breathing the air of once was, you know, our messenger. And I'm pretty sure he is shining a beacon of light over you, my dear sister. But definitely I want you all to, I mean, beautiful website, you know, the beautiful hat that she's wearing right here. It is also for sale. The coin.
Wow. Okay.
These are all hoodies. You know, look, we got merch. on top of merch. And here is the coin, ladies and gentlemen.
Still
You
available.
see it? It's still available. Please get your coin, get your coin, get your coin. I just had to do that segue. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Thank you.
Sister Sajda, being the one that have read your bio, it is truly exemplary and very impressive, the things that you have been blessed to accomplish, and especially in the field of business. So this question comes up as there are, I'm sure, aspiring business owners out there. What would you say are some essential qualities for anyone that is designed to start and run a successful business? What are some things that they need to possess if they want to be good at that area?
So here's the interesting thing, dear brother. It used to be back in the day, you had time to get your qualities together and then go into business. But now you got all these parallel timelines working at one time because there aren't a lot of jobs out here.
Right.
And a lot of people are being forced to go into business under duress. Where if they do have a job, it lasts 2 or 3 years. We got a lot of our family members that are returning citizens. So we have to quickly get up to speed with what I call putting that cocktail together while we're making money. So it's no longer a linear process. Integrity has to be number one. Integrity and faith. And that sounds very cliche, but here's why it's important. We are living in a world where the temptations to do things that aren't right, to do things that are illegal, to get tricked into something are probably the greatest that they've ever been in history. Why? Because America's falling.
Right.
And so as America falls, people are trying to cushion that fall by doing all kind of stuff. You see all the Hail Marys that the government is putting out there. They can't borrow money, so they got to do tariffs. So our integrity and our self-improvement process given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the foundation for going into business. On that statue that you all showed that's in front of the house, I have the 7 members of the African diaspora uniting and touching the cracked atom that represents Master Fard Muhammad, but they're carrying briefcases. And on the briefcases is where we're talking about them pushing forward. Yes, thank you. They're carrying briefcases. In the middle of the briefcase, it says, mind of an entrepreneur. But at the top of the briefcase is the imprint of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's fez. And at the bottom is the imprint of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan fez. Why did I do that? Because it is that mindset, that foundation that we have to move forward as we seek to obtain the resources that are going to help to liberate us and push us forward. And we can't be responsible for wasted cities. We can't be the bottom rail that gets raised to the top unless we are working on ourselves, our faith, our integrity. And then you start going into, okay, so now what's the process? Many of us go to school in business and we learn business from people who only have a few books of mathematics. Maybe just, I forget how many books they got, but they ain't got all the books. Okay. So the way that we're taught business is to recognize patterns and learn to manipulate patterns. Okay? But we, being the original people, we know how to create patterns. So we can do all three. We're not just taking what we see somebody else. So seeing somebody else do. So keeping our creativity going. And I call it in the book, in my new book, mimicking the creation of the universe, because as long as we create new patterns of thought and new patterns and new ways of doing things, we will always be paid if we learn to own our own stuff. And somebody said to me recently, they say, yeah, but you know, Black people don't know how to create. I said, come on now, that's not true. We're always making up new dances. And most of us that are a little bit seasoned in the world, we can't even follow the pattern of the new dances that's out now. Because that's how rapidly we as a creative people are making new things. We just have to move into that space of ownership. So creativity is key. Creativity is key so that we have to know how to be creative with problem solving, with relationship building, with developing products and services that we introduce into our community, but understanding how did the first God reproduce himself? How did he, what new patterns did he introduce? Because that's all the cells and everything is moving, there's patterns. So remembering, we go to school, we're going to learn how to recognize patterns. We're going to learn how to manipulate patterns, but we can't forget how to create new patterns.
Excellent.
And then, of course, doing as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, focusing on the needs of the people. That was key. And then the new one that I came up with that I wrote about from watching the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is knowing how to manifest in the face of controversies. So it's easy to make stuff happen when it's real nice and comfortable. But when it started raining and storming and people hating on you and threatening you, you still got to be able to create and produce. And that is what he has done and continues to do.
My God. Sister Sajda, my question is very much related to what you're talking about right now. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that business is the activity of life. How do you bear witness to this?
Man, I got a whole chapter about that in the new book. Business is the activity of life itself.
Come on.
So all of us can bear witness to that by bearing witness to what is happening to us, because we are part of a series of systems or a pattern of systems that are designed to cut us off from that very activity of life itself. Because our prosperity, our money, our minds, in terms of doing business, have been taken from us systemically. So when we start thinking about money, oftentimes what we do, because there's such a difficulty factor there, we say, don't focus on money. I don't care about money. I'm not worried about money. But while we don't make money our God, we have to understand what money does for us in terms of allowing us to move through life. Let's take being a Muslim, for example. Okay. No, we absolutely do. We don't, there is no God but Allah. But let's take being a Muslim, for example. All of us probably sitting here with some type of custom fancy clothes on. That costs money. Right?
Right.
Yes.
If you ate dinner already, you probably ate halal or kosher or something that you grew in the garden. That costs money. It's much cheaper to go down to the drive-thru at McDonald's or the fast food place. You can eat for $5. But you probably can't find any kosher or halal food or anything like that for that cheap $5.
Right.
If you think about education, you want to educate your children. I saw that beautiful baby that you were holding up before we started. Well, that's money.
Right.
You're going to have money because we are taught to educate our children in a certain kind of way. Of course, it's much cheaper to just send them down the street to the school in the neighborhood.
Right.
But you're going to have to pay tuition. You got to wear these custom garments. You got to get to Savior's Day. You got to support your nation. You got to be a nation builder.
All investments.
So we have to get to the point where money is not a factor. And so we have to get to the point where we understand how to bring money into our life and then what to do with it. And you know, if Master Fard Muhammad came to give us our inheritance, that's not just financial.
Come on, beloved.
But clearly, the finances are a part of it.
Mm. Mm.
That's just how I see it. Moving through life, even as a righteous person and as a Muslim, costs money.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I bear witness.
Me 3.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Was it okay? So I'm sorry. I listen because I'm analyzing, and I just want to share just something near and dear to my heart. I own a clothing boutique, and I've been in business with the clothing boutique for um, since 2015.
Okay.
And it once started off as a brick and mortar, but me again still have a 9 to 5 because I still have the 9 to 5. Um, Still trying to strive to do what I use the term the Still Away program, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has also taught us as well. Um, and I love fashion. So it's one of those things that it makes money, but it's one of those things that even when it doesn't, I still do not shy away from, creating and attempting to duplicate myself with people that I'm surrounded with. And at first it was a little discouraging, right? Because you have all these beautiful boutiques that because now I just do pop-up shops now, and I really make more money just doing console, dressing console and wardrobe consultations than just going out and setting up for a couple of hours. But I'm what my encouraging factor was when I heard Minister Sharif tell everyone that every Black family should always have a business in their home.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're selling bean pies. It doesn't matter if you're selling toothpaste. It doesn't matter what you're selling, because you cannot invest or you cannot even practice the Still Away program without a vision to still away.
Right.
Right.
So I know, and again, back to business is warfare. But the warfare is the tool that we wrestle with in the mind. It's not no physical warfare, it's a mental warfare.
Right.
No, it's both. It's both.
Well, well, let me rephrase. It is, because let me tell you, Brother Mark can bear me witness. When I do my pop-up shops, I have to plant my own tent. I have to put out my own inventory. And it takes at least 2 hours to actually do my setup. So yeah, it can be a little tiring, and then all of a sudden I only made like $75 for 6 hours. So yeah, it can definitely be draining. But what I'm hearing from you, my dear sister, is the uniqueness part that will make the business be sustainable and last the test of time when others may not. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I can, let me add a little color to that. I understand exactly what you're saying, sis. And helping us to understand how important it is. I agree 100% with Brother Sharif that we do for self. Not only does it change your relationship with Allah and yourself, but it also helps to make the Great Commission known.
Mhm.
And the more you do in business, the more you know how it's got to be a divine thing. And I will tell you this, and I don't talk about this a lot, but I'm going to share it. The number of death threats that I've had building businesses
Wow.
of significance, from the hospital to even the museum.
Mm.
The amount of times that people have threatened to take my life over that. And somebody might say it's just a house or it's just a building. It's not. It's about our freedom. And we're still trying to get free. And so while we have time, if we can steal away, it's important. But there are so many, there's close to 250,000 Black women that were laid off from the federal government since the beginning of this administration. All of these corporate and professional sisters, mostly in the DMV area, which is where I used to reside before I moved back to Chicago, those sisters are being thrust out into the market.
Yes.
And are now literally, in a lot of cases, some of those sisters are being threatened about going into business for themselves. It's difficult to find jobs because, remember, a lot of these sisters were working at higher levels in government. So if you were over, one of the alphabet organization's departments, now they're like, man, we don't want her going over there and getting with Sister Sajda and them and becoming the director of something. So we're going to continue to threaten this person.
Wow.
See, right now, this is the last piece. We've been working on all the other stuff, and we're not perfect in any of those areas, but take it from me, somebody that's out here in business, the Black Muslim community, and I'm going to be very specific with my language.
Come on.
The Black Muslim community, under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is the most investment-worthy group of people in the world.
Wow.
You know why? Because when we come work for you, we're not ratchet.
That's right.
We're not getting ready to steal from you. You ain't got to worry about your children coming to work with us and learning all these bad habits.
Right.
But yeah, we send our children to work at the fast food. They learn how to steal time. They learn how to steal money, food. But when you invest in us and partner with us,
right,
there's a whole lot of other expenses that are hidden expenses that you don't have to worry about. Even if sometimes our skill sets might not quite be where you need them to be, we fast learners. We memorize statistics from a man who surveyed the land when we first come into the nation. We could do it.
That's right.
We are the most investment worthy group of people. And if they were to tighten the wealth gap, you could almost close the deficit. Why don't they do it? Why not say, you know what, let's partner with them people, because it's about power. So we have to take power by getting up and doing for self. And some of us are going to be at different stages. And I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about this because
yes, ma'am.
It's a powerful piece so that we can do for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan what he was doing and is doing for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I will tell you this, when you look at the historic records, financial records, paper sales, the minister was so far ahead of the class that it's almost surreal. It's almost like he wasn't in the class because he was so far ahead of the class.
Wow. That's beautiful. Again, veering off, but coming back, let's talk about the beautiful house.
Yes.
For the tour, right? Because when I get to Savior's Day, I am like, what you call
next Savior's Day, inshallah. I'm gonna be there a day.
I have to, because it's like as soon as I get off the plane, I'm like, report here, report here, report here, report here.
Mhm.
So
Saving
I know-
the day. We're all busy.
Right, you
We're
put it
saving
in
the day.
your
Oh,
plans to be there, but it's like, ugh,
Right, right.
can't do it
Make a
anymore.
separate trip.
Yeah, and I
No.
might have to come a little earlier, probably like on a Tuesday or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But with that being said, for the tour of the home, what does it offer to the tourists? What should they expect on the tour?
You get to experience the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Ah,
That's all I need to know.
He lives,
Praise be to Allah.
and you get to experience him. You get to experience sacred ground where he walked, where he slept, where he met and dined with more leaders of our community than any other piece of property on the planet.
mm,
You get to feel the spiritual space that he occupies.
mm.
Student Minister Chad in Tampa is bearing witness. He said it was wonderful. It was
Yes.
wonderful. I really
Assalamu
enjoyed
alaikum, Brother Chad.
it.
Wow.
It certainly was an experience.
And everybody has their own experience with how the house rises up to meet them. And Brother Chad can probably bear witness to that. Some people, as soon as they walk in, they get overwhelmed. Some people, it takes them a minute. Some people get really happy. Some people feel like they're purging stuff. I mean, it really just depends on, this is my opinion, depends on what you need at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I think that with that in mind, it's worthy of a separate trip because we all know we're so busy at Savior's Day and you post assignments. Look,
Busy,
that house is worthy of a separate trip where you can just take time to enjoy it and experience it like it should be experienced versus, oh man, I got 5 minutes before I got to be on post, so I need to leave in 5 minutes. So rush me through the tour real quick.
It would that does no justice to that.
No, it doesn't.
But I do have a question for our sister in regards to the home. How did the project to restore the home of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad come about? And what are some of the most valuable lessons you have learned in the process?
Okay, so I'll tell how it came about first. The house just reached up and grabbed me and said, this is how I thought of this the other day. That I'll tell you the real side of it. I've been working for years, working and saving, and I had planned to move to Africa and do healthcare development and build hospitals there. So that is why I have been saving, because that is what I planned on doing. And during Brother Lewis Jr.'s Janaza period, may Allah be with Brother Lewis, this is all, the minister told me that Allah had been preparing me for this before I was born, and I didn't want to think about it like that. When I started putting things together, Brother Lewis Jr. and his wife, Sister Liesl, gave me my first office in the Pioneer Building. So when I came back for his Janaza, I learned from the family that the house, some members of the family, that the house was for sale. And I was like, okay, all praises due to Allah, because I'm moving to Africa. I was going to see y'all on Savior's Day. Hey, assalamu alaikum. Hey, y'all. Hey. I was already planning to go. Everything was booked. I was going to, this past Friday, September 19th, made 7 years. And I was going in October to pick out where I was going to live. And I've been back and forth a few times. So I didn't have any plans to have any roots. I wasn't trying to root here. And I came into my office and I subscribed to foreclosure and auction.com, and over in the corner, just like this little chat is over here, a little pop-up and that's how they give you their alerts. Like you put in whatever zip codes. Like if I want to know about foreclosures or houses going up for auction in Florida, I put those zip codes in and it gives you these pop-ups. And the pop-up said 4847 South Woodlawn Avenue.
Wow.
And I didn't open it. And I just kept looking at it. And I must have been mortified because my business partner came to the door of my office to tease me, to ask me if I wanted some coffee, because I always hate his coffee because it tastes like mud. He's like, "You want coffee?" And I don't know what I said or didn't say. And he said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing." And he never comes around to this side of my desk. He never would do that. He would just stand over there on that side and talk to me. And so he's coming over and comes around and it's there flashing on the side. And he said, "Click it." I said, No, don't touch it. No. And he was like, "Girl, get the house." And I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand. So I started calling around and like, "Hey, y'all got it? What's going on?" And they were like, "Yeah, we got it. We good." And he came back about a couple hours later and he said, "I don't believe that." He said, "Because it wouldn't be on that auction site." Because we used to buy properties a lot on that site. And he said it wouldn't be on that site if they had it. And I said, "Well, I really ain't trying to get in it." He was like, "Okay." And then he started hopping around the office saying, "That's what y'all gonna be doing." And them little white kids gonna be in the yard playing in the yard. And y'all gonna be saying, "The Honorable Elijah Muhammad used to live there." And so he started hopping around like he was some children in the yard.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, just shaking my head. I said, "Would you get out, please?" So he leaves. And I called my brother and I asked my brother, I said, "Call this number and ask about this house. Do not give my name." And when he called, the lady got smart with him and she said, "I don't want to talk to nobody else, Muhammad, about this house." He said, "Well, my sister, Wendy Muhammad, she da 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 da." He went off on the lady. And by that time, when he called me, I said, "Well, let me just think about it." My business partner came back upstairs, and this time he kind of cursed me out. He said, "If you don't buy that GD house," he said, "I cannot concentrate. I got a patient he's a surgeon. He said, "I got a patient on the table downstairs. I need to focus. I cannot think straight. Get this damn house so I can think straight." And I'm like, "What you got to do with it?" We kind of. And so when he left out, I packed up my bag and I went down the back stairs and went home. And when I got home, I had a vision of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Wow.
And I realized, I said, all right, I got to do this. And I still went ahead and went to Africa, but I didn't choose the house or anything because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to live there and do the house. So when you ask, what are some of the greatest lessons? I'm so blessed by this process because what I feel like Allah did to me was I felt like he said, "Give me your faith. Let me see." And when he took it from me, I got a chance to look and say, this is where I'm weak. This is what I need to work on. And then he gave me grace and mercy to learn how to submit to him, to hear what his instructions and what he wanted for his house. And it was almost like, I always say it's like Moses with the rod. When he threw the rod down, it started moving, right? He said, just give me all of it. And I'm going to throw it down and see what manifests. And what don't manifest is what you need to work on. So learning to submit, removing my ego, not really caring what people say, just trying to just stay to where I can hear him. And I have been very blessed in that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan allowed me access to him and to ask, to just talk. And I got an opportunity to see how powerfully he tunes in to us. When he scans us at night, or he just knows. I I called a few weeks ago because had not been calling because I know he's been silent and I don't want to, violate that. And I could feel that he already knew. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I could feel that he already knew what I was talking about. And there's been times where he never gives me the answer to the questions, but there's been times where I asked him a questions and he said, I don't know, did you ask the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? I said, well, sir, that's kind of why I was calling you. He said, well, let's go ask him.
Wow.
Having that, taking my faith from here as lip service to putting it all on the line, because everything I own went into the development of this project. Everything in my life. And then, like I said, when you're doing something like this, then every aspect of your life comes under attack. So now there's really no more me. So I'm everything and nothing at the same time.
Wow. My God. My God.
Wow.
My God.
Man. Allah is truly the greatest.
That's right. And he is, Brother Mark, he is, we plan, but he is the best of planners.
Absolutely.
Yes, he is.
Testimony.
Your connection to Allah is evident, not just in your achievements, but in your answering that question. You were answering the next question. But I'm gonna ask it anyway. Maybe you can give me a summary. But the next question was actually, what part has your faith played in your success and achievements? So I thought it was interesting that you used the word in that previous question.
Yes. Everything. Because the faith is, can I walk into the history that is already written? Can I walk into it successfully? Can I submit and align and become one and hear and open up my senses so that I can walk through the history that is already written? So how does the faith, the faith becomes really more so faith in yourself, because he's the stable piece of it. What he's written and what he wants is already done. Right. I told the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that I was very stressed out because I want to get this done before he leaves. And he says, don't worry about me. I've already seen it. So now where's the faith? The faith is here. And can I get myself together enough and focus? And so I'm very careful with, things I do, conversations, places I go, just being very guarded because, when you do a sacred renovation and a restoration like that, it's not like building new construction. Somebody asked me, what's harder, a hospital or this? And I said, this is way harder because with the new construction, once you figure out how to do it, they build it. You put it on paper and they build it. But with this, every step of the way is a math problem to be solved.
Wow.
Because it's much easier to just rip everything out. But how do you restore it and keep the house standing and then make it sustainable so that it continues to live?
Right.
And then, and that problem goes from finding artisans that'll do it with you, because a lot of people like, I'm not doing that, ma'am. Tear these walls down.
Right.
Wow.
A lot of people don't do that. They don't have the skill sets to do that. But so finding the right people, keeping the right energy in the space so that as people are working, they're not just slapping things together, which again means I can't be on the phone with somebody in the morning and have an argument and then go and let the team in and they working on the bathroom. I gotta get there with the right energy, which means I gotta get up with the right energy.
Right.
so that's where that's a difficult thing, because we all human, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And so that's where the faith stuff comes in, and pulling on the faith, listening to lectures. Sometimes I'll wake up at 3:30 and say, let me listen to this from the minister, and let me study that, or let me pay attention to this, because I have to constantly calibrate myself so that I can be that vessel. Constantly recalibrate.
Feeding on the word.
Wow. Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that answer.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's so funny that you brought this to my memory. It had to be at least, I'm going to say, 10 years ago that I had a dream, and the dream is so vivid. I was actually in the house, never been in the house before, ever. I just always saw pictures, and I think it was, you know, how when your subconscious mind give you kind of like a glimpse of what your dreams is, and I think it was that time when it was a believers meeting, and you were kind of walking us through the house, and I think that had to be a long time ago. But I had a dream, you know, that and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was present in that dream, and it's so vivid. But I remember him indicating about, you know, why it's so important that this house remains the same and not altered. That's the only thing I can kind of remember. I think I can, if I think a little bit harder, I think I can probably get some more energy from that. But I think that's, and when you were saying that, it's not something that is no DIY type experience with this house. No, it's not like no gut and rebuild. This, you have to be very delicate. You have to be very calculated. And you're right. It's like you solving a problem, and you don't know if it's a subtraction. You don't know if it's division. You don't know if it's multiplication.
Right.
You don't know if it's, so sister.
So now you see why I said buy the coins. Everybody get a coin.
Get a coin. Please get a coin. You need, yes. And I get it.
If I could say something, and I'm not, and I'm sorry, I'm usually not one to kind of just keep going, well, the minister said this or that to me. I promise I'm not trying to be like, I don't know what's the word, but I'm not trying to just boast or be boastful with that, but it's just these things are coming to me right now.
Come on, bring it.
I was upset one time when I spoke to the minister, and I said, we still got almost 700 coins left. I just would have thought that they would have flown off the shelf. People would have just bought them. And I ranted a little bit about just kind of what I was going through. And he said, oh, sister, that's because you're in love. And I reflected on that. And I'm not that, no, but our love is what makes us do what you did, sis. See into a space where that man that we love was. You probably time traveled to him.
Oh, wow.
You probably visited. And if you sit down and get quiet, there's so many believers that come and say, I saw myself here, or I saw him here, or I saw this happen. Imam Sultan Rahman's mother, she saw the driveway before I even put it down.
Wow.
And she called him and said, what's going on with the house? And so it's this love that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has shown us, and that has demonstrated us, which is really a superpower.
Oh, that's my husband. Praises be to Allah. Okay.
Get
We
one or
gonna
two.
be getting our coins, sis.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna get one as well.
Praise
Yes.
Give me a little bit of time. We'll get one too.
I was
Yeah.
walking downtown in front of this this gold dealer, and they had the graded coins in there, and I just looked. I said, one day our coins are going to be valued like that. Can you imagine
Ah,
if we had coins from when Master Farad Muhammad was here
Whew.
among us?
wow.
And
Look at
once
that.
they're gone, we'll remake some, but they won't be from the copper from the home.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why it says 2020. Once we finish these, there's a little copper left, but with the copper, the process with the refinery is that you don't know if they're going to be able to use it, because remember, this copper is 102 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I looked at it is like, man, his energy came through this and all of that. So sometimes you don't know how much of it you're going to be able to use. You could turn in a lot of it, and they may say, well, we only able to use 30% of it. So we will make some, but maybe the next ones will be silver or something just to distinguish, but they won't be made of the copper from his home.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
Excellent.
Praise be to Allah. I just wanted to share that again, y'all. I'm at awe. I promise you, you know.
What things do to Allah.
Oh, okay. So, sis, this is our last question, and
This is the $64 million question.
Uh-oh.
right.
You gotta be nervous, Brother Tony.
Nah. You made for this to answer this.
You're definitely made for this. How is business both a science and an art?
Ooh, that's a good question. So the science of it in terms of how to commence into trade and commerce is one thing. It's like the biology, like what biology is to medicine. Okay. But then the art of it is like what we talked about. The art piece of it is you have these other people who recognize patterns and manipulate patterns. So all they do is take, steal, recycle, but we create. So when you find us inventing all this stuff, whether it's things in the culture, it's our culture that is driving. It is really our culture that if they were smart and working with us, we could help them cushion the fall of America.
My God. So can you say that again for the people in the back? Because I think they missed it. I promise you, I know they missed it.
It is our culture, sis, that if they invest with us, and I already told them the people to come get with, we can help cushion the fall of America. It's gonna fall. But the question is, how hard does it fall? Right? We can help cushion that fall. I'm not mad at them for trying everything they can, and they're throwing people overboard, and they're trying to figure out what to do because they're in a free fall.
Right.
My thing is, come with us because we have the art, which is the part that you're missing. You're missing the artistic and the creative side of it, because this is why history is greatest at rewarding its student, as our teacher has taught us, right? Because history helps you to recognize patterns. People have the gift of prophecy because either they were born with it or they learn it through studying the patterns of history. So if you know history, you can see what is happening. But what do you do in terms of creating or changing the course of history? That requires an art And an art requires creativity, and creativity requires submission to the will of Allah. And that's just not a one-time thing. That's a mind, body, and soul type of behavioral activity that we are being taught every single day by our beloved teacher and spiritual father, who is the Jesus in our midst.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Because just like Jesus, we read about cast out demons, the minister's just talking to you, just in his presence, just in his thinking about us, just in, you can pull up a tape of his from 30 years ago and it's going to cast out some demon that you're dealing with.
That's
I
right.
bear witness.
Timeless.
So that's the reason why I said the art and science of business, because there's business that we learn in school, but then there's a whole nother art to it.
Right.
That if you don't connect, I like to think of it like, you know how like people are playing an instrument and they say, man, I don't know what happened. It just, it just took over and I played that solo like that. That's that space that we have the ability to get to that can help cushion that fall of America.
My God.
Good God Almighty. Praise be to
My
Allah.
God. All right. Well,
If Allah wants us to, right?
yeah, right.
If he told us to separate, which we now got to work on because separation is now very multifactorial. I have in the book, we got to have a whole separation think tank where we got to work through this thing. And then he will tell us where to cushion, what to save, what he wants us to do. I know a lot of us think we're going to be in the bunker eating bean soup and dried raisins.
Right. Like the Matrix, right?
Signed up for.
Like the Matrix.
We're going to be told where to go and how to do it.
Yeah.
On the Nebuchadnezzar. Praises be to Allah. Oh, wow. This was a very amazing and inspiring show. I want to turn it back over to you, my dear sister, in regards to any closing remarks that you may have.
Well, I want to say that I'm grateful for you all. Grateful for my beloved friend, Minister Student Rasul Muhammad.
Yes.
I'll forever be pleased with him.
Allah be pleased.
Grateful for the 7th region. But I think we need to do more of this. We have to practice brotherhood and sisterhood and love on each other.
For real.
More.
Yes,
For
ma'am.
real.
And the more we get to know each other, the more we will see Allah in one another. And the more we can build and grow and develop with one another. This, whether we do it in person, whether we're doing it virtually, we have to do more of this. We all have our functions inside of the mosque, and it's important that we support the government that is going to be running everything. But as soldiers and as those of us that are helping to shore up the government, we got to get tight. And so I'm praying, inshallah, that the house will help us to do that. So yes, the house is about history, but it's also about bearing witness to what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said to me is the greatest man to ever walk the earth. And so those witness bearers that came before us, those shoulders that we stand on, we have to do more of recognizing them, calling their names, learning from them, and then loving on one another. We should have in each other relationships to the point where, you know, if you got them kind of loving relationships, you can face anything.
Right, right.
Like I know my
that is
sister
true.
got me. I know my brother got me. I know I got a
Right.
family.
Right,
So you can mess with me all day long, but I got this.
right, right.
when we have that type of family relationships, I believe that we will be unstoppable. I really believe that we are unstoppable. I may say, well, I don't know Brother Tony, or I don't know you all, but I should be able to know and rest assured in my mind, these are my family.
For real.
And you all should say, it ain't nothing that I could go through or I could need that sister wouldn't try to do what she could for me, or vice versa.
Listen, can I give you let me give you a little testimony, right? I'm talking to our regional minister. I was talking to him yesterday. And our regional minister, he is getting married. Allahu Akbar. This Saturday in Chicago. And I said, I'm going to try to get me a ticket. And I was like, oh, I said, but you know what? Let me see who I can call or bunk with. I called a couple of people and they did not even respond back to me. Now, prior to 75, let me tell you something. First of all, my mom never, ever drove a car in her life. She had 8 of us. 8 of us. And anytime she made a call, it could be anywhere. When I say absolutely anywhere, she's taking all her babies and we're going to Auntie so-and-so house in Ohio. Auntie Marion in Atlanta, Georgia. Sister Vivian in Tallahassee. It was nothing that my mom could just make a call and we can just go. Now, like you said, loving on each other, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. And we should not be so sheltered to where Allah has not blessed you to bless somebody with what you've been blessed with.
That builds a lot of insecurities because we don't have those relationships.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's how the nation became a nation, because of those relationships.
And we're going to get back there. We're going to get back there because Allah is either going to force it or we're going to do it ourselves, but we're going to get back there. And I think that if we keep practicing it and keep talking about it and just keep trying to figure out, how can I use my gifts and talents? How can I be of service?
Right.
I think as long as we continue to focus on servicing one another, we're going to get back there.
Praises be to God. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
I just want to get your coins, go to artandscienceofbusiness.com, get the book, support, the movement. I am 100% about service and being of service. There's a lot of people I've helped with their businesses, whatever I can do. That's what I was born for, just to be of service.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Excellent.
This is a Khadij Khalila. Oh my Lord. This is a Khalila. It's been a long day. If we could provide the website where if people want to support,
absolutely,
how they could support, and there is a QR code there. I saw.
Yeah, there's a QR code.
Yes.
Look, just go with your phone right now. Just go with your phone. Make a donation.
We started. I laugh all the time because and I don't talk numbers with people because I'm like, I know they probably just thinking, okay, she tripping. But I had a contractor the other day. He walked up to me, gave me a $19,000 invoice. I said, okay, thank you. Praise be to Allah. But the point is that Allah doesn't put anything on us that's beyond our burden to bear. And so this is being done so that we as believers will have a place and so that we can uphold. And you may have seen on the website, the city of Chicago gave us the 2025 Preservation Excellence Award.
Oh, wow.
Allah
Akbar.
I don't think there's been any. I know there's not been another Black historic figure that has won it, but I don't know if there's been another Black home that has gotten that award. And that's a pretty prestigious award because if you know anything about Chicago, Chicago is known for its architecture.
Right,
Yes,
right.
I think we set a trend with all this, unique preservation and stuff because people, I end up starting a whole business of historic preservation where people going, okay, how you do this? Because they're just so used to the contractors just coming in going, tear all this out. But I want to say probably like 97% of that house is still original.
Wow. Amazing. That's amazing.
Now, certainly we could have, and I say this to real estate people who are listening, because I've taken criticism from people who said, well, you could have been done, you had enough money to finish it. I could have been if I had gutted some stuff.
Right. Right.
I could have, if I had gutted, if I didn't do things with the brick, trying to save bricks and putting steel beams up to stabilize the house. If I had just said, you know what, this is not going to be good, let's just tear all this out and start over. Yes, we would have been done, and I probably would have had money left over. And my spirit just didn't think that was the right way to do it. And I was offered, money by groups and organizations who wanted to say, let me manage the project, let me do it for you. But the other thing is that a lot of them wanted to change the way that we present, or repackage was the word, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I just said, I'll thug it out.
Right.
I just didn't. So those two things, I'm most grateful that I was able to stand my ground on. And it makes me emotional because I don't know how many other people would have done that.
Right. That is true.
I'm just glad that it was me, because I never even thought twice. Like, no, I'm not supporting no repackaging of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Right.
And I'm not going to just tear everything out and then just build it back and pretend like this is what it was.
Sister Sajda, I bear witness to what you're talking about, because there was an investment property I was going to get into in the city of Miami. It was a duplex, but it was converted into a triplex, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
Triplex. And it was built in the 1920s.
Yeah.
And when we sent in a company to find out all the things that it needed, it sent back a quote for $600,000. That wasn't going to work. But when you're dealing with sacred ground, like how you're dealing with it, no amount of money is work. You just cannot put a price to it. You just got to go out and you got to do the work.
Yeah.
And
he's worth it.
And then some.
And then some. We cannot repay him.
No.
There's no amount of money. There's no amount of effort. Even if we gave our lives, it wouldn't be enough.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
So thank you all. I really enjoyed you all, and I appreciate, your support.
We pray that the program helps further the cause to restore this precious.
It looks like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo on that thing. I was trying to.
You can just put the house website up there, and that way it'll just be easier. ElijahMuhammadHouse.com. And then if they find me on social media, they can find the other stuff.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
I see some people here in the chat that I recognize, and so they know how to tell people where to find me and get the book. But for those who specifically, we're just really still continuing trying to get the word out about the house. So it's easy to remember, ElijahMuhammadHouse.com.
Okay.
All praises.
It's also known as Sajda House. Sajda is the spiritual name. So most of these historic homes have a vanity name and then they have an official name. So like it's kind of like Mas Mariam and National Center, or Monticello is also Thomas Jefferson House, like that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I didn't want to put the messenger's name on the house when I first got it because it was in such bad shape. It really wasn't worthy of wearing his name. And I, at that time, said, well, what if we call the project Sajda House, because it's one who adores Allah. I did not name the messenger's house after myself. When I asked the minister what he thought about that, he said Sajda is the right name for the project and the right name for you.
All
That's how that came about. And
wow.
So that's how that came about. So one who adores Allah, and then Wendy just means friend.
Wow.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
All praises due to Allah.
So that's why it's got, it's Sajda House, but it's also Elijah Muhammad House. So
Yes.
it's true, just like all the other homes on the National Historic Registry.
All praise due to Allah.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, as we're closing, Sister Kalila, for those that would like to support our program,
yes, sir.
is we always do present this. If you could donate whatever you can to the cause, because StreamYard doesn't tell us, all of you about saving lives. That's so nice.
They don't.
We're just gonna give it to you for free. No, they don't work like that. Nobody operates like that. We need your support here tonight or whenever you can. Whenever you are viewing this program, please donate to $ 7th Region Coalition 29. And the advertisement says donate now. Yes, donate now. And it doesn't have to be a large amount, but we will not reject a large amount if you send us a large amount. And we thank you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. May Allah continue to bless you all and your families.
Yes, yes.
Praises be to Allah. All right. And I just
There
put
we
that
go.
up there. Because every time I put the Elijah Muhammad's house, that comes up. But it's just either way.
Either way.
Yeah,
come on.
you go right in there.
Mhm.
Yep. So praises be to Allah.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thank you so much, sister. My sister. I love you. I adore you.
Thank you. Love you.
We all love you.
Love you all too.
And as they said in the streets, I'm going to get my cones. I'm going to get my cones. So go get my cones. Right. And may Allah continue to bless you. I'm going to turn it. You're welcome, beloved. And I'm going to turn it back over to you, Brother Tony.
Dear family, we're in atonement season. We're really always in atonement season, but that's coming up. Please be sure to tune in next week as we are steadily moving into atonement season. You'll be seeing the flyer. You see what we're talking about. May Allah continue to bless you all and your families. Tune in next week. Same channel. Oh, there we go. We have the steps of atonement. We're going to be focusing on this all throughout the month of October, dear family. That's all we're going to be talking about is atonement and how we can improve the house. How can we atone with one another? And how we can strengthen our faith in this hour and time. May Allah continue to bless you all and your families. Tune in next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Wow.